Hi, it's Lauren at the Yoga Salon. I'm going to take you through a class that's going to loosen up your spine, your hips, and work your core, among other things. You're going to start on your back and let the knees be bent and the feet fairly wide. And move your arms a little bit out from the sides, and then slowly roll to your right side. Just stretch out the left side, roll onto the right hip. Inhale, come to center. And roll to the left side, stretch out the right side of your back. And in these first few movements, just allow your awareness to shift into your own body. I know part of you is listening to me, but try to tune into your own body, to how the moves are feeling. Go back to the left side, stretching the right and back to center. And do one more time to the right, just rolling, feet touching the floor. And inhale to center on the left side. And inhale to center. Now go to the right side once more. Pick up the right foot, take the right heel to the outside of the left knee. So you're going to get a strong inward hip rotation. Tuck the left shoulder under, look left, and then just stay there a few breaths. Just breathing and stretching the outer left hip. Set the right foot down, go back to neutral with the same thing, feet wide, the knees in, and drop the right knee towards the midline, pick the left foot up, take the heel to the outside of the knee, tuck the left shoulder under, look to the right, and reach right, and breathe. And then come back to center. Even out your back. Give the knees a little squeeze. Rock from side to side. Just feel the back massaging right down into the floor. And then curl the forehead up towards the knees. Grab a hold of the right knee. And let the head come back down and let the left leg come up. And just flex the foot, pulling the toes back, and then point the foot like a dancer, stretching the top of the foot. And pull the toes back and flex the foot, stretching the calf, and point the foot, point the toes. And once again, flex. Now take a big inhalation here and point the foot lower to the front. And flex the foot, lift it up. Now your choice, to work your core a little bit more, don't hold your right knee. Exhale, lower. If you feel strain in your back or weakness, hold the knee. Exhale, inhale up. And number 3, down, exhale. And inhale, lift the leg up. Flat back and 4, down. Pushing into the small back and inhale up. And 5, down. And up. And lower down, 6. And inhale up. Keep trying to pull the right thigh in, 7. And up. And exhale, 8. Pointing down and flexing up. And 9. And one more. Exhale, lower. And inhale, lift. And then let the left leg go all the way to the floor. And once again, give the right knee a little squeeze. And let go of the right knee. Now you're going to draw a circle with your knee. So open to the side, take it towards the front, the leg can start to straighten. Take it a little bit across the body and into the chest. We're going to do 5 like that. 1, And circle it around, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And when the knee comes in, pause and go in the opposite direction. 1. Use your core to stabilize the pelvis. 2. Push the back of the thigh down. 3. The left leg. And 4. And 5. And give the knee a little squeeze. Now straighten your right leg. If your hamstring is really tight, at this point you could bend the left leg and just circle the foot around a couple times. And in the other direction. Now, bend the right knee. If you can grab a hold of the foot, grab the foot and pull the knee in towards the chest, and you'll straighten the left leg again. So it's like you're in half dead bug pose or half happy baby. With the left leg out straight, almost like you're in a lunge, but you're on your back. If you can't reach the foot, you could grab the calf, or you can use a strap, which we're going to use in a moment anyway. So you could put a strap on your foot now and just tug if you can't get it down. And everybody go ahead and grab a strap and let the leg straighten to the best of your ability. So now you've got both legs straight. And you don't need to hold it way up near the foot. We're going to do a full circle with the leg, and the strap is really just to give you a little assistance when the leg is coming back up. So open to the side and let the leg go towards the front. And here, if you want to use the strap to help it come back up, you can. 1. So take about 5 circles with the whole leg, and 2. Imagine you're just painting a circle with your heel. 3. Trying to get a nice, smooth oval. 4. And 5. Use your core to stabilize the pelvis. Reverse that circle. 1. And 2. And I've got my left hand on the thigh, which will help to stabilize as well. And 3. And 4. And 5. Imagine you're standing up on the left leg. Keep it nice and strong. Put both straps in your right hand and just open the right leg to the right side without falling over to the right. So place actually more attention on your left leg than on the right. Just let gravity help you out on the right side, opening up. But imagine you're balancing and standing on the left leg. Bring the leg up. Now switch hands and let the right leg come across to the left. Tuck the left shoulder under. If you can reach your foot, you can take your foot. And look to the right, reach the right arm to the right. So you're basically in the position of revolved triangle pose. If we were standing up doing this, especially if you have your hand down on the foot, it's as though you're in Paritta Trikonasana. But here since we don't have to worry about balance, you can relax into the twist. Just take a couple more breaths there. Just allowing your back and your hamstring to stretch out. And then come on back up. And give the knee a little squeeze. Curl the forehead up towards the knee. Reach around with your left hand to the right foot and guide the right foot over the left hip and let the knee roll open to the floor. So if you can't keep a hold of the foot and you still have the strap on your foot, you could hold the strap and just let it open up in a half-lotus. right knee in and bring left knee in. Rock a little bit side to side to even out your back. Curl the forehead up towards the knees, grab a hold of the left knee this time. Take the right leg up and take the head and shoulders back down, flex the foot. And then point your foot. And flex it, flex the toes back. And point it. And flex it, take a big inhale. And point it and lower, exhale. And flex it, inhale. And if you feel strong, don't hold the left knee, exhale, lower, number 2. And bring it up, slowly back down. And number 3, lower. And inhale, lift. And 4, down. And up. And 5. And 6. And up. And 7, down. And flex it up. And 8, lower. And lift. And 9, down. And up. And 1 more. Exhale, lower. And inhale, lift. And then just let the leg go all the way to the floor. And give the left knee a little squeeze. Take the hands down and draw a circle with your knee. So open to the side and towards the front. And you can come across the body a little bit and in 1. Engaging your core. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And reverse that circle. 2, 3, and 4. Strong right leg. And 5. And bring the knee in. And straighten the left leg. And it's at this point, if you want, you could bend the right leg. And just circle the ankle a couple times. And the other way. And then bend the left knee, coming into half a dead bug or happy baby pose. And if you have trouble reaching the feet, the left foot, you can put the strap on your foot. And then everybody will grab the strap. Go ahead and put it around the foot. And take the leg up straight. Take the right hand to the right hip. Use your core to stay stable and let the leg go in a full circle around. 1. And 2. And 3. 4. And 5. And then reverse it. 1. And 2. And 3. Trying to paint that nice smooth oval with your heel. 4. And 5. And bring the leg up. You can hold it a little closer to the foot. Right hand, right thigh, open to the left side without tipping to the left side. Imagine you're standing balancing on the right leg. Bring the left leg up, inhale, and switch hands. Roll over onto your right hip. Tuck the right shoulder under, holding the strap, or if you can reach the foot, grab the foot and look left. on back up. Give the knee a little squeeze. Curl the forehead up towards the left knee. Either grab the foot with your hand, or if you needed to use the strap, you can use the strap. And guide now the left foot over the right hip, rolling the knee open towards the floor in a half-lotus. And then give the left knee a hug. You can move the strap to the side. Give the right knee a hug. Rock a little bit on your back. And then rock on up to sit. Take the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open up for Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. And if you need to sit up on a block, if your knees are way up high, or even a towel or a blanket or something, you could certainly do that. If you have trouble just sitting tall, maybe keep the hands behind you. If you can start to come forward, tuck the chin in slightly and start to ease forward. You could grab the feet or walk the hands all the way out in front. Just breathe and lengthen over your feet. And then inhale and come on up. Give the legs a little shake out. And we'll move on to the hands and knees. So if you have sensitive knees, feel free to have a blanket or a towel under your knees. Put the hands right under the shoulders, the knees right under the hips. We'll start loosening up the spine. Press up into cat stretch. Take the shoulder blades wide, tuck the chin and the tailbone in. Bend the back and inhale into dog tilt or cow tilt. Stretching the front body. Chest up, tail up. And tuck the tail, exhale, round the back into cat. And then bend the back, inhale into dog. And do that one more time. Exhale into cat stretch. And bend the back. Inhaling into dog, and take the hands a little bit forward of the shoulders and press into cat, and then pull the sit bones back towards the heels, but actively stretch your shoulders, and then come on up in cat still, and then let the hips move towards the wrists, and let the back bend as a result of the hips coming forward, and then squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other into a back bend, and press into the hands and pull the belly in and stretch out your spine in cat again. And then round the back and come into the dog tilt or sea lion pose, and press into the hands and pull the belly in, and exhale, pull it back and come on back up and let the back bend. Inhale, and this time bend the elbows. Then come all the way down onto your belly. And inhale, peel the chest up again. Come into Sphinx pose for about 5 breaths. 1. So the elbows in, the wrists apart, pull the chest forward 2. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. 3. 4. And chest forward. Now you're welcome to stay in Sphinx, or if you want to take it to a deeper back bend, slide the hands back. Squeeze the elbows in and come into either Bhujangasana Cobra. So elbows in, shoulder blades squeezing towards each other. Make sure the shoulders aren't coming up. or a little higher, maybe up dog, upward facing dog. Pushing the arms straight, lifting the sternum up, lifting the thighs. And then come into downward facing dog. So if you're in Sphinx, you'll slide the hands back and you can go to the hands and knees. If you're in up dog, see if you can just come right on over to downward facing dog. And take a couple breaths here. Try to feel a strong, long line of energy from the palms of your hands up to the shoulders and right up to the hips, and then from the hips to the knees down to the heels. And this being the first one, if you need to move a little bit, maybe take the knees, the heels up and bend the knees and pull the ribs back towards the thighs. So you're exaggerating the stretch in the shoulders, stretching the feet. Charge one heel down towards the floor, straightening the leg. You can stretch the toes on the other side or come on the top of the foot. Stretch the top of the foot. Switch that out. And then come even onto the hands and even onto the feet. Now lift your heels up and come into a little cat tilt here on the hands and feet, just like we did on the hands and the knees. And then tilt the sit bones up, lower the heels down into dog tilt or down dog. And do that again, a little pulse through the spine. Exhale, push the spine up, and then pull it back, tilt the hips up, sit bones up, drop the heels down. One more time like that. Pull the belly in. Push the back up, the area between the shoulder blades, and then pull that in, tilt the sit bones up, drop the heels down. We'll take that a little bit further. Come up on tippy toe and round the back. Now see if you can come over your toes and take the hips towards the wrists into upward facing dog. And then pull the belly in, pull the chest in, and come back and turn the feet over one at a time, down dog. So if you just watch that and you're like, that's not going to work for me, you can come up into the cat tilt and let the knees come down here and bend the elbows and take more of a baby cobra pose. Inhale. And then just go to the hands and the knees. Come into the cat stretch and then back into down dog. So just modify on your knees if you need to. Do one more. Come up into the cat tilt. Maybe now you brought your knees down, or maybe you're rolling over the toes into up dog or a baby cobra pose, and pull the chest in, pull the belly in. So that takes a lot of core as well. And turn the toes under until you're back on the bottom of the feet in downward facing dog. And we'll give the arms a little break. Just walk forward. Lift the chest, inhale. And fold forward, Uttanasana, exhale. Take a couple breaths here, just letting the back and the hamstrings stretch out. And then with a flat back, inhale, come on up to stand. And exhale, open to the side. If you want, take the hands to Namaste, and we'll flow into Sun Salutation A. Inhale, scoop the arms up. Open the arms and swan dive forward, exhaling. Come to Ardha Uttanasana, Half Uttanasana, inhale. You can step right, left, or jump both feet back. Lower to the belly or chaturanga. Come to cobra or to upward facing dog. Inhale. Lift from the lower belly to downward facing dog. Exhale. For 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale 1. And 2, feel the ribs expand as you inhale. Draw the navel in as you exhale. And 3. And 4. And then lift the heels, look up at the hands, walk or hop your feet forward. Inhale, you're back on your feet, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come to stand. And open to the side, or take the hands right down the middle. And take one more, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, sweep the arms up and open up, and exhale, fold forward. And lift the chest up, inhale, step or jump back to Chaturanga or to the mat, to up dog or to cobra, and to downward facing dog. This time in down dog, bend the right knee and step the right foot forward. So we're going to go into a deep quad and hip flexor stretch. If you have sensitive knees, you can take a blanket or a towel under your knee. So we're going to go pretty deep. Take the right hand inside the right leg and take the left elbow down. So if you can't reach the floor, if you have a yoga block, it'd be great, just rest your elbow on the block or on the floor. Now the stretch you're in might be plenty strong, but if you want to try to take it a little deeper, if you can, try to pull the knee back so that you can bend the knee and have the weight above the kneecap, so kind of on the bottom of the quad. And then maybe just stretch the right arm open. So you're dropping pretty deep into your left hip flexors and psoas muscle. And then those of you who can reach the foot can grab and pull it in, getting a really strong quadricep stretch. And then release if you grabbed it. And everyone come back onto your hands. Take the right hand outside of the right foot and just straighten the right leg, or try to. Here again, if the floor feels far away, you can have 2 blocks handy, or put one hand on your block and one hand on the leg if you're having trouble reaching the floor. So try to stretch out the right hamstring. And then come forward into a lunge and straighten the back leg. And turn the back heel down. Preparing for warrior 1. So you can line up the right heel in front of the left, or even a bit to the right of center, and to the right of the left. Root the back foot, bend the front knee, deeply square your shoulders, and lift on up to Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Looking straight ahead or looking up. Bending into the knee, but trying to lift up out of the lower belly. And then take the hands down to the floor and step the feet a little closer together. Straighten both legs. Here again, you might want to have your hands on blocks. Parsvottanasana. And then take the hands to the hips. Find that strength in your legs. Inhale, come on up. So you're facing the right leg. Reach the arms up. Reach forward with the left arm, open with the right arm. So we're going to go into a revolved triangle pose. Remember, we did the similar pose laying down on the floor with the opposite hand to the foot. Good chance you want to use a block for this. It's a pretty challenging pose, and there's 3 heights to the block. You can start on a block with the block inside the foot. Once that gets doable, you can move the block outside the foot, eventually moving to your hand, maybe inside or outside the foot. Try to rotate your right shoulder over the left and the right wrist over the right shoulder. Lifting your sternum so the spine is nice and long. And just imagine you're doing this laying down on the floor like we did earlier. And then look down, reach out with the left hand, inhale, come on up, windmill the arms open, readjust the stance a little bit so it can be more heel to instep for triangle pose without the twist. Let the hip shift to the left, reach out to the right. You could again put your hand on the block if you want a little support, or maybe touching the ankle or grabbing the big toe, Ashtanga style. And then inhale, come on up. Start to bend the knee for warrior two. Now if your knee ends up over the toes, as opposed to shin perpendicular, you can take the legs a little bit wider. Reach out, let your gaze be the right hand, middle finger. And then come into a lunge. Step to plank and go through a vinyasa, chaturanga, or maybe modifying up dog, or maybe a baby cobra, and downward facing dog. And bend the left knee. Step the left foot forward and let the right knee come down onto your mat or onto a blanket. Move the left foot a little bit to the left, take the left hand inside the leg. And here you can put your elbow down, maybe on a block or onto the floor. And if you feel you can take this a little bit deeper, consider bending the back knee. And maybe opening up the left arm, or finding the foot. And come back up onto the hands. Take the left hand outside the left leg and straighten the left leg. The hands can be on blocks if the floor feels far away. Or if it's pretty easy, then walk the hands forward. Bend towards your left leg. Come forward, take a lunge, straighten the back leg. And drop the heel down, preparing for warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. So plant the whole back foot down, baby toe to big toe side of the foot. Nice and even on the whole sole of the front foot, square the shoulders, and lift the chest up to Virabhadrasana 1. And then take the hands down, step the feet a little closer together, Parsvottanasana. to the hips. Inhale, come on up. Reach the arms up. Take the right arm forward, open the left arm up, open the left chest. Take the hand down, maybe onto your block, inside or outside the foot, or to the floor, or maybe onto the foot. Try to rotate the left shoulder over the right, the left wrist over the left shoulder. Use your back foot like an anchor and lift your sternum. Take one more inhale and look down, reach out with the right hand. Inhale, come on up. Windmill the arms around, reposition the feet for triangle pose, so line up the left heel with the right instep or heel, and reach on out. Hand maybe on the shin, or onto a block if you prefer, or taking the toe or Shnanga style. Inhale up and open up for Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. So the arms are parallel. Bend into the knee, but try not to sink into the hip. Gaze to the left hand middle finger. And take the hands down, go back to a lunge, and make your way to plank pose. Lower down either to the mat or to chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. And come onto the knees, both knees, and take a little rest in child's pose. Laying down on your back for some finishing poses. Bend the knees so that they're about as wide as your hips. Knees and feet pointing straight ahead. Lift your pelvis up for Supta Bandha Sarvangasana, bridge pose in shoulder stand. So the shoulder stand part of that, try to open up your chest and bring your upper arms in towards each other. So you're working it open until you're on the back of the arms and the feet and the back of the head. And ideally there's a little gap behind your neck and the floor. So if you have a hard time getting there, you can put a block under your back. Put a block under your back anyway, it's kind of a nice way to do bridge. A more restorative way. But you can roll onto the back of the head, really open up your shoulders now you don't have weight on them. And see if you can maintain that curve in the neck by opening up the shoulders, and see if you can find the hands. And then you can lift off the block or move the block. Got the block, you could come down and rest on the block, or you could go all the way down to the floor. If you are on the block, go ahead and bring your knees and feet closer together. So you wouldn't normally do bridge pose this way, but it's a nice sacrum stretch for the lower back and the outer hips. Bringing the knees a little narrower than the hips. And you could go up to bridge again, maybe remove the block or take it to upward bow, Virabhadrasana. try to lift up in the chest, lift up in the hips, but don't grip your seat. You can engage the glutes a little bit, but you don't want to be gripping intensely. Now as you lower, if you were in upward bow, tuck the chin in a little bit so you don't land right on the top of the head. If you had a prop, go ahead and move it out of the way. And lengthen the spine to come on down. Give the knees a little hug. Curl the forehead up towards the knees. And rock up into a sitting forward bend, Paschimottanasana. Finish up with either Viparita Karani, which is just elevating your hips and bringing your legs up. So women, if you're on your cycle, or if you just want something a little more restorative, or if you have neck issues, Viparita Karani. Elevate the hips. You could take your legs against a wall and let this be your final pose before Shavasana. If you practice shoulder stand, you can go on to shoulder stand. I like to use just a little bit of cushioning, but some people use 2 blankets. I would suggest maybe, talking to a teacher in person first to figure out what's best for you. So to maintain the natural curve, you might want to have your shoulders up on a couple of blankets. I like just a little bit of padding, and sometimes I'll practice it with nothing. The head should be off of the blanket or blankets. If you are using a blanket, the shoulders on. Bring the feet over. If you can make it to plow pose, you can take the feet there and then try to open up the shoulders like we did when we were in the bridge pose. So you're on the back of the arms and then lift up. So you don't have the weight on the head and there's a little gap behind your neck. And again, if it feels like it's just too tight on your neck, grab another blanket and bring your shoulders up a little bit higher. In the Ashtanga practice, we've never used blankets for this, so a lot of people are comfortable without blankets as well. Up a little bit higher, and then let the feet start to go over. If they don't make it to the floor, just keep your hands on your back. Take a few breaths there. If they do, for plow pose, you can take the hands off of the back. What have I got? Heater? I can move. Okay. Try to clear your spaces before going into plow pose. Let the knees bend maybe towards the forehead or the side of the head. And then slowly using your arms and your abs, come on down. want to counter plow pose, halasana, with matsyasana, fish pose. So bring the elbows close to the body, chest up, head up. And then ease back down. Try not to lift your head up from leg all the way back. And make any minor adjustments you need to make to your space, your clothes. Put on more clothes if you're going to be cold. Cover your eyes if you would like. And give yourselves a good 5 or 10 minutes to rest in shavasana. Namaste.